Today I want to talk about 5 essential accessories, add-on bits, which you would sort of have as a DIYer, a handyman, or even a woodworker. But you know, these are sort of general all-around things for everyday use. One of the things, let's start off straight with the biggest, and that is a this is called a SandStand by woodpeckers. But you can actually get any other one or even make one. This is good if you've got a sander, an orbital sander, or any other sander. You could clamp it on this. I'll just show you quickly. So you clamp this on. I've seen people make these and make it on one sort of easier sort of screw or whatever. But yeah, once you clamp this on, it sort of keeps your sander and gives you, you know, if you want to use it as a polisher or want to sand stuff around bits of your woodworking. The good thing is if you've got a woodworking bench like this, you could just clamp it straight on there like I'm doing, just to show you. And you can tilt this to whatever angle you desire. Put a bit of wood or drop it down a bit so you can actually get a piece of wood like so and work with it whichever angle you want. And it's one of those things you can even use it for polishing. So here's a polishing pad. This is a nice big one. You put that on there, and I've polished some stuff on there. I tell you something now, if you've got like ornaments and stuff like that, you know, if you want to spray your stuff on it and you put this polisher on it, it comes up absolutely sparkling. So yeah, so this is one of the things, like, you know, very essential for a lot of DIYs, especially with small projects. You need to, even when it comes to metal stuff, you know, polishing it, rounding off things. I've done so much with this SandStand. Like I said, this is a woodpecker one. Woodpecker makes some really good tools, really good, accessories. So this is the SandStand. Let's get out of it. Number one, as we go, let's grab it. I think this number one was that. Number two, I would say, would be a carpenter's square, they call it, or a square. This one in particular, you can adjust it, so if you want to mark your square off, to mark a line, and so on. This used to have a little screw scriber thing, but I've lost it like many things in my life. So, but you could unscrew that and scribe it along, or you can use a pencil. The good thing I like about a scriber or even a utility knife, which is one of the next things on the essential bits, is once you sort of scribe it or make your mark, you could use that sort of groove as a guide for a saw. I mean, small DIYs like me and handyman, we don't have the room or to have like miter saws or table saws or something. So, you know, I use a Japanese pull saw, which is excellent, and you know, small job most of the time it's good. By the time you set up the blades on these miter saws and set it all up, you can cut those bits, you know, quite quickly. So yeah, I mean, that is good to have. You can also do a 45 on here, so 45 and so on. There's also other ones like this one made by Milescraft. You unscrew this, you've got the same thing. You've got, actually, there's actually a depth gauge on here as well. You got on here as well, you got a spirit level, and you got the same on here. You can use a you take this off, and you can use it as a square, and you screw this on, or you can use it on a 45, and so on. So that's another essential tool. I use it a lot on a lot of my projects. Number 3, straight off the bat, I would say would be a utility knife. I don't have to say much about these, but they're used for everything, right? From opening packages, even your grandmother would use this for opening stuff, you know, Amazon packages and so on, to cutting things, carpets, you know, perspex sheets, whatever, you know. You I've got 2 over here which I like, but there's tons of these, thousands of different ones. This one is a titanium one. It's got 2 different levels on it, and it's got a few multi sort of functional tools on it, little scale on it. There's also this one which I particularly like. I keep this in my toolbox more than anything. So it's got a utility knife blade. You can change the blades quite easily on them, and you know, once it snaps on, there's a safety guard on here, but most people lose them. So that's the knife bit on there. But what I like about this is got so if you've got, like, if you're using, you know, if you're sort of running around using tools or something, you've got to change your router from take it off your router table to, you need a screwdriver quickly and stuff like that. You've got it in your pocket, so you've got a screwdriver here, which has got a straight edge, straight edge, and a Phillips. You've also got if I can find it, a knife on here, and which also locks in, by the way. And you've got a saw blade on here as well. So this is quite good. I mean, it's made by, if you look at the name, Edams, you can find this. Got a little lanyard with a little yeah. So that's utility blade, a good clamp. So that's and the next one after that would be this, which I've featured before, a flip drive. This is so essential when it comes to woodworking, especially if you've got you know, you've got to pilot holes, or you know, use a what they call it, a countersink screws and so on. You need to sort of first pilot holes and take the bits off and so on. This one's good because you can flip this. So you've got the drill on here, and you can adjust the length of this by these Allen screw bits on here. And then you've also got a countersink on there. So then you use this on there. So this goes on there, locks into your drill bit, and then you use this to pilot the hole, screw it. Then what you do is, once you've done that, you don't have to take it off your chuck. You just flip this over, bang, you're there to screw your project on. So that's the next thing. Then you have the last and the 5th thing is clamps. You can't get enough of these. I mean, I've just shown you 2 over here, small clamps, but clamps are one of those things that you need to use all the time for a lot of things, you know, gluing things together. A lot of projects, I mean, you can't do without clamps. Sometimes you've got 2 bits together, you glue it, hold it, and you're running around looking for something, and you know, clamps are always handy to have around. You can actually use your workbench as well as a clamp, and I've done that so many times in the past with all my woodworking stuff. So this is the first video on the essential accessory add-on bits for your tools. I'm going to do part 2, which is more essential things, on 5 more essential things, and then maybe part 3 and so on. So yeah, keep watching my channel. Please subscribe and like my videos, and I will see you in the next one.